Hey guys, how is it going? We are going to continue with our turtle crates. We are going to move these guys to the side, and we are going to take a look today at Raphael and Michelangelo. So we have got our Mikey and Ralph. I just said that backwards. Camera angles. But yeah, so we've got our Raphael and our Michelangelo, and we are going to unbox this, take a good look at that, and then we're going to pair them up with the other two and see how they all look together. Alright, now just the same as with the Leo and Donnie, we have the same backdrop. I believe it was the same backdrop that came with the Shredder and with the Foot Soldiers. Like, they all seem to have come with like the same one. Same thing with the packaging here. We've got the one thing holding them in, and the arms are through the packaging to give them an extra support in there and everything. And we both have a piece of pizza, extra things for their eye bandanas. We have different sets of hands here. We've got the thumbs up here with Mikey, and then we've got the fingers out here with the Ralph. So we've got our nunchucks, and I wish they came with chained ones instead of these ones here, because if you remember in the Foot Soldier pack, we took a look at those, and there those go. But they have these more it's easier to pose around with these because they stick around and do what you want. But I also feel like the more you bend these, the more brittle they get. And that's my only problem with them. It's like, it's essentially a paper clip is what that is, the holding that together and everything. So, I mean, it's not bad, but I feel like the more you bend that around, the more it's going to get brittle and just snap. Like, I mean, we've all gotten bored and played with a paper clip and everything. Now, those sides are pretty nice and everything, and as you can see on him, we do have a spot for them. Already getting into reviewing them, so I mean, let me just pause real quick, get these guys out, and we will take a closer look at them. Alright, so here we have our Ralph, and I'm not going to take out their extra pieces or their pizzas, and I might not even take out their hands. Well, I should take out their hands, because I'm sure we all want to see what the alternate hands are and what options we do have. But Ralph, great face. I think they chose a great face for him because he is the more serious and stern looking one of all of them, and he's kind of also got that like kind of weird little stern smile, like really, come on, how you guys expect to beat me? Good answer. Good answer. And then I love how they went with Mikey with like the whole little like cocked-eyed like smile thing, you know, because obviously the jokester of the group and everything, like definitely a good choice for that and everything. And the same thing here with these shells. Like, you can see how that kind of separates out and everything, and it does appear that their belt things kind of keep that in place, and there might be a little bit of glue somewhere in here or something, but I do feel like if you took this apart and were careful, you could literally slide these shells off of them. And I am kind of curious to how they actually look, but I feel like they just look like a green blah and don't really want to see that. But the thing that I love is that you can slot their weapons in on them. Like, that is just perfection to me right there. Love it. Now, I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to put Mikey's nunchucks, but I assume they go in at the sides. So just we're gonna knock them over. Anyway, let's go ahead and pose them about. In case anybody was wondering, we do also have that same 6-inch scale with these figures here, and the articulation on them is the same as well. So let's go ahead and give us the old flipperoo. See this lovely face again. So just real quick going over it, we've got that head on that ball, we have got the arms. Same thing with those shoulder, elbow pads. I'm having trouble talking tonight, apparently. Knee that's going to give you a little bit of hindrance there too and everything. They tried to put it in there right between the joints, but at the same time, like, you try to put something there and like it's just going to hinder it. But ooh, that's a tight joint there for that. Let's see if we can get him to, there we go. Yeah, that's a nice and tight joint. Like I said, stress it with all the NECAs. Heat up your figures, make sure those joints stay loose for you and everything. I love the detail that they went with these guys. I mean, like, you've got like the veins in the arms and everything else. You've got like your little polka dots and everything for your turtle skin. Jesus, we really cannot talk tonight, but getting overexcited, and I do drink while I'm doing my videos, so excuse me, princess. But let's just look at the detailing on the shell, because we didn't even look at the detail on the shells for the rest of these guys. And what I'm loving here is that you've got that nice little green splotches going on through them, as well as that brown. And you got just a difference between these shells. Like, let's pull over Donnie here too. Like, he's got a difference on his shell. It's much more similar to, like, they all seem to have like different patterns going on their shells. Like, let's see. Like, we're getting into like all four of them, pairing them and everything. Let's just give you a quick little silhouette side back. Like, I mean, just you need to have all four of these guys. You need to, because like it just completes the set and they look so immaculate and everything. So like, these are just great figures. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that they were well worth like all the hype and everything. Now, like, I don't like the feet. Like, I say that with most of the NECAs and everything, because the way they sit on those ball pegs, like, you know, that one looks fine, but then you start messing and like this one looks askew, and you can fix that. It's not a big deal and everything. So if we just like kind of give it a little push over to the side, I should have fixed it right there. Yeah. No, I don't know, because like I feel like sometimes to get him to stand in the right pose, then like you got like your legs doing like this kind of thing, and like it just looks like he's got a broken foot, but he's standing. Like, I don't know. Like, looking here and everything, like this one sits kind of funny, but all in all, can't really complain about these figures whatsoever and everything. I mean, they're just immaculate. So let's go ahead and mess about, play around and everything. This one's going to be a shorter video because we already did like a more in-depth review with Donnie and the Leo, and essentially like we've got like for the most part it does seem like it's the same exact molding for all of them, you know. The only difference is when you get to the head sculpts themselves, and then the sculpts for their shells, and what do you want to call it, their belts, their holsters, whatever you want to call it and everything. So let's go ahead and pose them out and just get to posing. One quick thing I do want to show, I am going to change out a hand. So I'm sure, like, I did notice that I haven't actually pulled off any hands and tried showing you any of that. So let's go ahead and give this a little tug. Nice little pop. And that's how your hand looks. And we're going to put on a pointy hand, and they just pop right back into place. So look at that like right there, that's a great like, you know, I love it. Oh man, don't even judge me, because you know we're all playing with these. Do want to show off just what the other hand sets do look like. Pop this right out of there, and we just gotta, you got it, dude. You can't hold anything with that hand, it's just a thumbs up. So let's see if we can get up in here close and focused. What if I get out of the frame? There we go. Oh man, come on. There you go. There you go. So those are nice hand scales. And if you wanted to take a look at the peg, there we go. I don't know. My focus has been weird. I'm sure we've all noticed and are tired of bitching about it, but we're going to be bitching anymore. So, okay. So, back to posing. Alright, we've got them posed, and like, it's just take like, you need to collect the full set. You can't just like grab one figure, two figures. Like, you need to get the whole set. You need Shredder, at least a Super Shredder. You need to get the Turtles. Like, the Turtles and Super Shredder are all alone. Like, I mean, like, that's just like, that's a scene right there. Let's see if we can get. Oh, we threw him. Oh, we messed up his hand, but yeah, let's go ahead and fix that hand now. Pull that back down. Like, this is just, you need to get them all. There's just no way around it and everything. Now, let's go ahead and look to the side here, get a close up of what we got going on here, and take a look. Like, hey, mad about that pizza. He's like, you can't take the last slice, Shredder. Now, the only thing I don't like is that everybody does have more of a serious tone to their face, whereas you got Mikey that's just a little bit too lighthearted of a face sculpt to really pair too well with these guys. I mean, the face sculpt for Mikey alone works really well. But when everybody else has a more serious look to them, he just stands out as too much of a goof. And that's my only problem with him. Other than the nunchucks, and as you can see, we still got some weird bend going on in there, but the more you mess around with it is very malleable, so you can kind of just like pinch it and get it more straightened out if we don't knock him over. Just play around with it. You can mess about with it and everything, but and there goes that nunchuck. It was a better pose the other way, but wanted to lower these arms down so you could see his face still. Yeah, I need two hands to mess around with him, but they do have very tight joints, and their hands are very tight for their weapons, which I do like, because that means they're actually going to hold them in that pose that you want them in. So that's just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, you gotta get them all. Like, you just have to. And this whole scene would look a lot better if I had a foot soldier on each side of Shredder too and everything. So, I mean, let me know what you guys think. And they're definitely worth picking up if you can find them and everything. If you find them, definitely pick them up. Like, don't even think about it, because you're probably not gonna find them again. So